It is 1890. Your hand feels like it's caught in a vice as your mother pulls you through the throng of people clustered round the door of the Boston store, a department store in downtown Brockton, Massachusetts. Being pulled along through oohs and ahs, past wide-eyed kids not much older than you, past toys and games that look just like the ones that you have at home, but better, you know? She said she has a special surprise for you, but she wasn't patient while you pulled on your best shoes and buttoned up your best coat. She seemed irritated, the kind of irritated that she only seemed when she thought you were going to be late for church, or a doctor's appointment, or worse, school. She's still pulling you through this seemingly never-ending crowd. Somewhere in the distance you can hear a little choir singing carols. You've been told to stop asking how many sleeps till Christmas. Then you see it. The queue. From Be Quiet Media, this is Scotland, a podcast about history and the places we made it. I'm Michael Park. It is still 1890, but you've stood in this queue for so long, your little legs becoming more and more tired with every passing second, that it might as well be 1990. Then you see him. Then that aching feeling creeps out of your legs and turns to electricity on its way up your spine until it reaches the very top of your head, and you just know that Ma won't be happy if you let out the little squeal of excitement that's been threatening to burst past your lips, so you swallow it. Because nothing is going to take this away from you. There, standing in front of you, not more than 20 feet away, is him. You can feel your breath shortening and your entire body shaking from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Kris Kringle, Jolly Saint Nick, Father Christmas, Santa Claus, the big man. He's here. Your brain doesn't have time to think about how excited it is, because within seconds he's kneeling in front of you. His ruddy red cheeks are raised in the widest smile you've ever seen, and you're not sure what's brighter, his gleaming white teeth or that dazzling snowy beard. He asks if you've been good. You don't remember what you said, but you remember your mother nudging you. Maybe you're not saying anything. You think you maybe muttered, "Santa?" He laughs. No, he doesn't laugh. He booms, "Ho, ho, ho!" And your eyes widen with joy because he's Santa Claus. He asks you what you want for Christmas. All you want is for this moment to never end. The man in the department store in downtown Brockton wasn't Santa Claus. Of course he wasn't. Santa's too busy with the important business of making toys just to make an appearance at a department store in downtown Brockton, Massachusetts in 1890. In 2019, Santa sends out a special message to people all over the world who step in to appear for him in stores, malls, community centres, anywhere there are little kids who need to spend some time with Santa. He sprinkles them all with magic that allows them to embody his Christmas spirit and makes them all Santa for a day. But it was here, in this department store, in downtown Brockton, in 1890, that a Scotsman from Berwickshire first had that magic sprinkled on him. Jim Edgar, or Big Jim as the locals knew him, was a broad, jolly fella who owned the store. He was one of those people, those rare people, who believe that there isn't enough magic in the world, and he set about trying to put that right. He would dress up all the time to entertain people, often as a clown, but in his time he dressed up as a Gordon Highlander, George Washington, even his Uncle Sam himself, which was pretty apt since Big Jim embodied the traditional idea of the American dream as much as he embodied Santa Claus. Before Santa imbued him with this Christmas spirit, he'd already decided that kids didn't get enough access to the big guy. After all, the only way they ever got to see him was in books, or by catching him at the foot of their chimney on Christmas Eve. That wouldn't do. Edward Pearson was there on that day in December 1890, the day that Santa with a Scottish accent came to Brockton.
As long as I live, and I lived quite a few years, I'll never forget that experience. All of a sudden, right in front of me there, I saw Santa Claus. I couldn't believe my eyes.
And so Jim Edgar started stepping in for Santa every Christmas to let the big guy focus on the production line at the North Pole. And then it caught on. Pretty soon every store in America had their own Santa, sprinkled with their very own magic dust. It spread out across the world, like all good ideas do, and now, thanks to Big Jim Edgar from Dunn's, wherever you go, you can share in the magic. That incredible second where every problem, every stress, every bit of anxiety melts away, and there's just a big jolly person in a red suit who wants you to be the happiest person in the world. Just for a moment. You've been listening to Scotland. It was written and produced by me, Michael Park, and is a production of Be Quiet Media. Thank you to Louise for suggesting this story. This is for AJ, Zara, April and Lyra, who have been very good this year. The music for every episode of Scotland is by a man sprinkled with Father Christmas magic dust, Mitch Bain. Find more of his amazing tracks by searching Mitch Bain Music on Facebook. Edward Pearson was voiced by Chris Moriarty. You can find out more about the show on our website, thisisscotland.co, and on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram by searching Scotland, Scottish History Podcast. Merry Christmas everyone. We'll see you in the new year.